Today's episode of The Mom Game is brought to you by our friends at Gateway Buick GMC at LBJ and Jupiter. I know that buying a car can be stressful, but not at Gateway because their slogan is, Gateway's got it. And just what does that mean? Well, it means Gateway's got a wide selection of new Buicks, GMCs, and GM-certified used vehicles, all competitively priced. Gateway's got it. In these busy times, you want a car dealer who makes things easy and convenient. Well, guess what? Gateway's got it. When you log on to gatewaybuickgmc.com, look for the Shop Click Drive button. This allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, and who doesn't want that? In fact, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, select your vehicle. 2, create your offer. 3, schedule your delivery. And on top of all this, Gateway Buick GMC offers complimentary car washes for life. So when you want a dealer who has it all, Gateway's got it. You can find them online at gatewaybuickgmc.com or shop in person at LBJ and Jupiter. GMC, we are professional grade. Experience the new Buick. And welcome to episode 195 of The Mom Game. I'm Emily Jones. She is Julie Dobbs. We are together again. Only a handful of shows left in 2023.
That's bizarre. I feel like I just figured out what year it is.
Yeah, well, it's about to change.
Like when you're writing the date, you know?
Yeah, I'm kind of over 2023,
Yeah.
honestly. Maybe just since we won the World Series.
Yeah, I was going to say.
The World Series has been great. Love it. Love 2023 for that forever. But the last, I don't know, since then, I just feel like my life has been a little bit of chaos, a little bit, a lot. And then just more so than usual to where I'm just kind of I don't know, personal things have happened. And as you know, it's just, I'm just yeah.
Fresh start.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of that. And I just feel I don't know, I just feel I can't get. Usually I'm so Johnny on the spot and got my shit together for the most part, or at least pretend really good. And I'm just not, I
You just need a little break.
I paid a girl to come decorate my Christmas tree.
Nice.
She's the one who put up my Christmas.
I would have done that for money.
Would you? So she put up, she revamped my whole Christmas vibe because we moved in the new house, whatever. And so she was going to do all the decor, and then the kids and Mike and I were going to do the tree.
Yeah.
So we go get the tree, last Sunday, and then the kids have all the stuff, and then Mike went out of town, and I just was looking at that tree on Saturday or Sunday, and I had hurt my neck, and I was sitting there with a
You're like, I can't do it.
And I just texted her, I'm like, so I know you weren't really supposed to decorate the tree, but can you just,
Right.
I mean, I did the lights, and then I was like, yeah, that's about all I got in me. So it's like the ultimate give up where it's just
yeah.
And she did a really good job, and it looks beautiful, and I could never do it that way. And
yeah. And then you didn't have to do it.
She didn't even have ornament hangers. She's doing everything with the thin wire stuff.
Uh-huh. So the little ball on top of the ornament, she then uses the wire?
So she puts the wire through. And because we have a live tree, it also makes it. Because live trees, it's not as easy to put the ornaments on.
That's all I've ever had.
It is. Mm-hmm. Isn't it great?
It's the best.
And Mike even was like, should we just give up and do a fake tree? And all of us were like, no.
So you have that. That's the one thing people get excited about.
Yes.
They are still excited.
Yes, that's our family thing. And it's nobody, no one even said anything because it happened. The tree decoration, the tree fairy came yesterday, and
they didn't notice.
Thank you, Mallory, by the way. And they got home from school, and nobody said anything. So I mean, they each have their own little individual trees that they can decorate in their room. They haven't even asked for those. So I'm like, I'm not. It's like Disney.
Yeah.
I'm not getting these trees out unless you ask for them.
Right.
And we're not going to Disney unless you beg me.
They still haven't asked for Disney?
No.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
No, not one word, not one
Did they
mention.
when they were little, and then you just then they forgot?
For a hot second.
Yeah.
If their friend went, they were talking about it, what did you do over summer vacation or spring break or whatever? Went to Disney, they'd be like, oh, that'd be so cool to go to Disney. I'm like, yeah, it wouldn't, and so expensive.
Right.
And so they're going to have to whip me for 2 straight years.
I feel like you're out of the danger zone.
I feel like I am too.
Yeah, good job.
And I think at this point, now what would be fun is Universal Studios.
Yeah.
And You know, like
something
not necessarily like
that's 100% like for the kids.
Yeah.
Although you can have fun at Epcot drinking around the world.
Sure. And I'm not opposed to that, like
Yeah.
in due time. But like if they're, I mean, they literally can't think of what to ask for Christmas.
Yeah.
And Disney has never even
That's
left their
that's
mouths
great.
for years.
Yeah.
So that's where I am on
That's great.
Christmas trees and Disney.
It's true for like the overarching holiday, but even with each little thing, like the Christmas tree and buying it and putting it up, it's supposed to go a certain way in your mind. And then Christmas is supposed to go a certain way in your mind.
Oh yeah, all the things.
And we all stress because it's not going that certain way that it's supposed to go in our mind. Like we haven't even gotten our tree up yet because of all of the same reasons. Like Kelly was out of town. We want to all do it together, right? That's the goal. There's
The
4
whole point.
humans and we want them all to go pick out the tree together. We have fun. We just go to like Home Depot or whatever and we walk up and down and we pick out the perfect tree.
We go to the same, it's Barrington Field in Fort Worth. We've done it every year.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. But we haven't been able to get our schedules to align yet. We were going to try to do it. So Kelly ever again, probably till next year at this time. So he was gone, so we couldn't do it this weekend. And then last night we had plans to do it. And Anna had dance, and then we decided to go to family dinner at Outback, which is our new favorite.
I did see the Bloomin' Onion post.
We have like the best. We have the best bartender at Outback, and he's our new buddy. So he gave us the lead, and I'm not like doing an endorsement here because this actually isn't true anymore. But last time we were there, he was like, you know, on Mondays kids eat free, and we were like, what? Like, and their kids menu is like steak.
Wait, still?
Well, so we showed up on Monday, and he was like, "Oh, the special changed. Now it's a free bloomin' onion." We're like, "Well, shit, big difference." I thought we got 2 kids meals, steak and veggies, dessert and drink for free.
That's
and
ridiculous.
it's pretty good. So
I like Outback.
It's good. And so the bartender, though, despite lying to us, which wasn't a lie, they just changed the thing on him. He's so nice. He's just like one of those people. He remembers us. He's like, "Oh, you're my regulars now." He was
hilarious.
like, "Have Merry Christmas." "Oh, wait, I know I'll see you before then." I was like, we're in. We're regulars at Outback. All that to say, we stayed for a while and didn't go get the tree.
Okay.
And so then today, I was like, just go get the tree while I'm at work. Just go. Just pick the kids up from school. Go get the tree. Bonus points if it is put up and sort of decorated when I get home. So I am the same page.
Yeah.
Was like I had this. We always go get it together, and my kids are still little to where they love. You know, it's just a special thing. But I'm like, we'll have another special thing because I need that tree up.
Well, and like we always watch Christmas Vacation. That's our thing as a family. We watch Christmas Vacation. So, and that's another reason when I was like sitting there with a heating pad and looking at this tree that's not decorated. I was thinking about and looking at our schedules. Like we don't have an evening.
I know.
As a family of 4, I don't know if we have one until like December 21st.
Oh, wow.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
So, and probably I'm being a little dramatic, but whatever. So it's just a lot. And that brings me to another point with how much we talk about this every year. I feel like there's so much shit going on right now.
Yes. But therein lies the problem.
Right.
Too much
In addition
shit.
to practices, and then it's like ugly sweater day, and then we've got the book fair, and then
Your
we've
book
got
fair's in December.
book fair
That's
now.
poor planning. Poor planning.
And then
School.
Field day.
Field day?
Yes.
I thought that was in May.
I did too.
You have field day in December?
Right. Yes, apparently.
It's cold outside.
So there's all these things, and we don't get out of school till December 21st, which is super late.
Yes.
So, you know, whatever. It's the same amount of time off, but the way it's positioned is now we've got all the sports still leading up to getting out of school.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we don't have games, we still got to practice,
Yes.
which I get, and it's part of being a team and playing sports. But I'm like, Mike was fishing this weekend, and I texted him. I'm like, could you please send me Henry's schedule? Because he's got like, you know, baseball workout, baseball pitching, basketball practice, and then he's got a fucking history fair project that every kid has to do. I mean, it's everything.
History fair?
Yes, they have to do it. He's in like honors history or something, and so he has to do this project.
Oh my God.
There's just so much. I just want to throw my phone into the bottom of a pool.
And you did.
What I did.
You did.
Yeah.
And you got to take a cold plunge.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just this busy time of, we'll talk about the cold plunge in a minute, but this time of year, I feel like you said, like you want to enjoy it and for everything to be festive and matching pajamas and it's not, it's like, it's,
Oh my God.
but it's up to us, right? To squeeze in the moments, to say no to things.
Yeah.
But it's like, what do you say no to? Like,
It's hard. Yep.
you know, we have this like warrior princesses thing on Sunday. My kids haven't seen they didn't go to Graham for Thanksgiving, so they haven't seen that side of the family in a while. So they're going to Graham, and then we've got to get her home for warrior princesses, which they're doing a wonderful thing, which is the angel tree or whatever, and buying gifts for kids. And that we can't say no. That's important. Those are important things. And also too, it's not selfish. You know, it's like doing stuff for other people. And showing our kids that and all, but it's just like, it's so hard this time of year. Plus all like the little holiday parties and, you know, girlfriends wanting to, you know, favorite things, and they're all fun parties. And we were going to have a Christmas party. Praise Jesus that I was smart enough after the World Series. I completely whipped my ass that I said uncle on that. Like, there's no way I can do it.
Oh, at your house.
Yeah. I would have lost my mind.
Yeah, no, it is. It's just so much. It's so much right now. And everybody it's like every little group that you're in has something, whether it's a Christmas party or like we have end of season soccer party colliding with basketball starting, and then you still have birthday parties on top of it. Luckily, what I've been doing though, and I don't think it's the right thing to do, is saying no to things that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to, but then like we were supposed to have like a tennis banquet last Thursday, which is something where I would just sit down with my team and have fun. And I haven't gotten to play much tennis because of my job, so I was really looking forward to it. And my mom, Kelly, was out of town. My mom came in town to help, but she was sick. And so I couldn't leave the kids, you know, so I didn't go to that. And then I'm just saying no to anything that I enjoy because I want to make sure that I'm with the kids and, you know.
Right, but you're right. We shouldn't do that.
Sucks.
But like, that's what, like Mike leaving town, like he went fishing he was there 3 nights or whatever. But I'm like, I want him to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And also too, when he comes back today, I think he'll be like, you know, it's kind of like, which in a marriage, you shouldn't do that. But like, you know, to kind of even things
then
out
you
a little
get
bit.
maybe
like,
a little
hey,
something. Yeah.
You know, you got to go fishing for 3 days, and
right.
I don't know. It's just this is a bitch to navigate this time of year.
Yeah.
And we need to remember the reason for the season, Julie.
We do.
We need to remember the reason.
We
for the
do.
season.
And that's just like the time thing, and then the financial thing on top of it. It's just like you're hit from every angle, right? Can you donate here, and this Christmas party and Christmas present for both teachers, and you got to also throw in for the people that don't have a class, like the counselors or the people that are very crucial people that work in the cafeteria or the custodians. It's like so many things.
Right.
And I briefly will tell you that my angel tree story, because you mentioned the angel tree. So I saw one float by. I got it on like 3 different text strings, and it was for the high school angel tree. And I was like, gosh, they really must need help because I have 3 different angles, and I'm a kinder parent, and the high school angel tree needs help for high school kids that need, you know, help from the community or whatever to get some of their presents. And so I was like, okay, this can't be too bad, and like click on it. I mean, this list him, Micah Parsons jersey, Ugg boots.
Oh dear.
Yeah, these Nike, some sort of cleats. I Googled them. They're $300, and that's on the need side. There's a want and a need. Starbucks
So do you have
gift
to do
cards,
this all yourself?
Crocs. Yes, it's like you have a person and you're supposed to.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so I've been like panic mode, SOS. I'm like, it's due like Wednesday, so I'm like, there are a few things on there like socks and like a Nike like zip up, which is the most realistic one, and even that's like $80, like a Nike zip up hoodie. I'm like, I don't buy my kids this stuff, so now I know. But like these angel trees, I was like, Mom, you want going on an angel with me? And she's like, yeah, my limit for those things is $50. I'm like, okay.
Well, there's 50 to buy half a hoodie.
Right. It's just crazy. But yeah, it's all the things, all the time, all the money, and then trying to fit this perfect vision of what you
I
want
know.
Christmas to be.
Well, and I guess we just need to come to terms with the fact that just like life, like shit's not perfect and it's not going to be perfect, and find those moments and hold on to them for sure.
And I think also too, like the kids don't know all this.
No, they don't.
They just
And they
remember the
shouldn't,
little
and
things,
yeah,
right? So it's like just try and create a few of those little moments and keep it calm for them at least, even if we are freaking out like underwater. What is it, like the swan? It looks really pretty above water, and then underwater it's like,
duck,
yeah, that's us right now.
That is us,
except not the pretty part, but we're working on that.
Okay, speaking of something that can make our life easier, bottle rover can make our lives
I
easier.
think we could use a favor being done.
Oh, yes.
Sounds like we very well could.
Yeah, we need some bottle rover in our lives.
And bottle rover are just the people to help, because like we're talking about, there are a lot of holiday stresses and also a lot of fun holiday events where you might need something to bring, like beer or wine or liquor. Bottle rover can help you out with that extra time to just be able to sit back and relax while your booze is delivered for you. Pro tip, think about all the things you have on your calendar for the next month, the next couple of weeks. Place one big bottle rover order so you're prepared to bring something to all of those parties or to host those parties. Download the Bottle Rover app. It's just an app on your phone. It is super simple. It's got a little dog face logo on it when you're looking through the app store. And then when you have that app, you just kick back, relax, and you let Bottle Rover fetch your drinks for free when you spend $50. So $50, free delivery. Shop local liquor stores straight from your phone so you can enjoy the cool vibes and take one thing off of your dang list. Thank you so much, Bottle Rover, for all of your support. We love you.
Yeah, and you know what you have to have, well, to use bottle rover is a phone. And you saw my little misstep.
Yes, this is your new phone because the last one.
Yeah, so 2 weeks
dropped
after
off a ski
dropping
lift.
my phone off a ski lift, I was doing my chores, my morning chores outside, and I was blowing the leaves off the back patio, and I'm making my last little round. And what my last little chore outside in the back is, so with the pool vacuum, it goes overnight, and then it ends up away from its home. You know, it
Like the Polaris? Same
guess.
thing? Okay.
Yeah, so it's connected to a tube.
Yeah.
Into the wall, and then it goes on its little cleaning
Journey.
run, and then the journey doesn't always end back at home. It sometimes ends way on the other side of the pool. So my last little chore is always to just get that tube and just hose or whatever and get it back to its home. So it's just where it should be. So it can go out on another journey that night. So I'm wearing a hoodie, listening to my AirPods, listening to the Freak or some nonsense. Not that the Freak is nonsense. It is. And so I go to wheel it in, and all of a sudden my sound goes out on my AirPods. And I was like, where did that? Oh, shit. So I look down, and all I see is like just this black screen at the bottom of the pool. And so for a minute I like panic and I don't know what to do. I like look around and I'm like, all right, I gotta go in. So I like just kind of hop into the pool, and I get down there as fast as I can, and I get up and I throw the phone out. And then at that point, I'm so like, it's so fucking cold, and I'm hyperventilating kind of because I was panicked. And then I couldn't quite pull myself out of the pool because and shit's heavy. Like it's all, I mean, you're in full clothes.
Oh my God.
And so, I mean, I had my Birkenstock, my plastic Birkenstocks on with socks, and I mean, it looked like a total disaster. So then I finally get up, and then I'm just drenched. So the housekeeper was there that day, so I'm screaming for Gil, help, Gil! And so I'd come in through the fence, so I couldn't even get in the closest door into the house. So I'm like knocking on the door, Gil! He's got his AirPods in too. He can't hear shit. So I'm like, F it. I'm going to have to go all around the house. There's just this like wet monster trudging through the yard and back through the garage. And then I just go straight into the shower, fully clothed, and turn it on as hot as it will go. And then just start taking off these drenching
in the water.
Wet, soggy clothes.
Oh
Because I'm like, what's the point? I mean, might as well get in the shower. Like, shit, they're already wet.
Yeah.
So I take them all off and take a shower, and then I'm like, oh, my AirPods. So I go look, and they're at the bottom of the pool. And I'm like, because I thought about it in the shower, and I'm like, should I just say fuck it and just go out there and jump in and get them? And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to concede. The phone was still working, it looked like. Sound was a little muffled, but I was like, I'm just going to call it a day and say, you know, bye-bye to the AirPods and be happy that I saved the phone. So I go back out there, and then this time I get the pool net and bring them out, and they worked. They worked totally fine.
That's amazing. That's crazy about the AirPods.
It's so crazy. So I put the AirPods and my phone in rice, which they always say. I mean,
I've tried that before.
Doesn't work, whatever. So anyway, all's well that ends
Oh my
well.
God,
But
the video is so funny.
So I did post the video because I thought, oh, we have these cameras. I'm gonna go back and look. And I posted it, and the response that I've gotten,
Maybe we can throw it up here, Ash.
yeah, insert video here. But the response that I've gotten is like, you know, basically, OMG, you're the biggest fucking disaster ever. Like, it's not even like people are like, I mean, dying laughing, which I'm glad I can provide some levity,
Yes.
but like basically saying like, wow, you really are a shit show. Like, this is so true. Like, you're right about yourself.
Yes, you weren't lying.
And so it's so funny. The Rangers massage therapist Raul and his wife Shannon. I'm friends with them, and Shannon messaged me, and she was like, "I was just telling Raul, like, there is never a dull moment with you." So basically, like, her nice way of being like, you're a total fucking disaster. Like, and I'm like, and I kind of thought to
You
myself,
always keep it exciting.
woo. And I kind of thought to myself,
You sure live life on the edge. I'm trying to think of other like veiled backhanded compliments you can tell someone when you're just basically saying you're a shit show.
You should have
You're a disaster.
I got one that's
How
like,
are you even walking and talking and breathing?
you should have a sitcom, like, because your life is a fucking
Like, well, I have a podcast, and that's what it's
like, well,
about.
that's the mom, eh? But yeah, so I'm like, I thought to myself, like, sometimes I think I have it together. Like,
You do.
You
You do. And let me tell you, my favorite part of the video was like, when it happened. So first of all, like, you're so casual throughout the whole thing. Like, you're trying to like play it cool. And then you hop up after getting it, and you're like, what now? What do I do now? Like, you could tell you wanted to find somebody, you wanted to laugh, you wanted to cry, you just wanted to tell somebody you needed to get let in, but you're just kind of standing there, like
in disbelief,
in shock. But then also, like, do I finish my chores? Like, there's all these things that need to be done, but I'm so, what do I do?
So true.
That's my favorite part of the video.
Nailed it.
It's like, look at her now. She's just standing there. Trying to figure out her next step.
Yeah. With no idea of what to do. None. So yeah. But I did
But
think
the
to
actual
myself,
jump in was like very casual. Like it was almost like,
oh, look at the grace on that one. My friend Heather was like, oh, but it was so graceful.
it was almost like it was planned or something. Like you just planned for a little dive yesterday morning. Like
That's a hot second to figure out if you actually dropped your phone.
yeah, because you couldn't
Like
see where the phone fell in.
Right.
Like there was no panic. It was just like
Well, if there was audio, then you would have seen all kinds of panic. But then my friend Shelly texted me, and she's like, "What are you doing with a leaf blower?" And I was like, "Every morning." Like, and this is why, like, I guess I just thought that like everyone is as big of a shit show as me. They just don't share it.
I know. I wonder that too.
But apparently that's
is
not
that the case?
I don't know. I mean,
Is that the case or not? I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't.
Because sometimes I make comments to like moms that I don't know very well, like, "Oh, shit show," blah, 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 and they're like,
They're like, wow, you really are. I mean, and there's so many.
They're like,
and you know, I say bless. I say bless my own heart all the time. Like, I got so many like, bless your heart, bless you, just bless you. I mean, I just was like, I thought this happened to people a lot.
People drop things in
Pools Yeah.
and liquid.
Yes.
I've dropped a phone in a pool
Yeah.
and it did not survive. So
yeah.
I'm glad yours is working.
Yeah. So anyway.
Remember when I was in Corpus Christi and I didn't have a phone for like 4 days?
Yes, I do.
And I had to do like you did in Denver. When you drove to Denver, I drove in an hour and a half because we were in Port Aransas. I had to drive to Corpus. That was phone and pool.
Yeah.
It happens.
It does.
And I was trying to think.
Seems like stuff happens a lot more to us.
It does. Well, I think we just have a lot going on.
Yeah. Sure.
We need that T Swift Airs Tour shirt. Well, actually, it's from her red to her. A lot going on at
A lot
the
going
moment.
on at the moment.
Yeah, she wears it in her concert.
And all the time.
Yes, a lot going on at the moment.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
We have guests today. We have to get to them.
So they're ones that I'm like, are they shit shows or do they have their shit together?
We can ask them.
I think
These would
they
be
have-
good people.
They look
to
like they have
ask.
their shit together.
Yeah. And our guests today, we're going to talk to, we have 3 of them actually. We're going to have 2 on first, I think, or first 1, then 2, whatever, 3 total. But
might
our
be here.
sweet, sweet guests, they are here and they are brought to
yay.
us by our friends at Rev Entertainment who run Globe Life Field. Went to an awesome event at Globe Life Field on Sunday, the Sandlot Children's Charity event with Jared Sandler, my buddy over at the Rangers. It was a fantastic event. That field was completely covered with so many different activities. They had a pickleball court, volleyball, throwing footballs into places, wiffle ball, putt-putt, cornhole. They had everything.
Yeah.
It was super, super cool. Great event. Congratulations to Jared and the Sandlot Charity for their wonderful event. And congratulations to Globe Life Field and Rev Entertainment for putting on a fantastic
Same with the family
event.
fun day that I went to. Same idea.
Exactly. And also you can tour Globe Life Field, get some behind the scenes looks at our awesome ballpark. Those can be done over the holidays. Great great Christmas present, holiday gift for someone.
And how about when you have family in town and you're trying to figure out
yes,
what to
what
do?
to do. And
you
you
don't
can-
just have to go to the grassy knoll.
And now
We have more to offer.
we have the commissioner's trophy
Yes!
in this bitch.
Yes.
So yeah, you can go take a look at the commissioner's trophy and get a behind the scenes, like I said, tour of the ballpark of the 2023 World Series champion Texas Rangers. So go to globelifefield.com/tours to schedule yours today. Thank you to Globe Life Field. And we're going to be talking about them and the events they're hosting in the new year, big baseball tournament that I was a part of the announcement for that, the Shriners Classic, and it should be great. So we'll have a ton more coming up from Rev and Globe Life Field in 2024.
Yes.
Okay, let's get to it, shall we?
Now to the Francis Ford Coppola Mom Game Studio. We do have a couple of special guests that I will introduce here in just a second, but we have to give a shout out to our friends at Francis Coppola. Thank you so much for sponsoring our Mom Game Studio in 2024. We're going to be drinking a lot of this next year, and we cannot wait. And of course, they're the same friends that brought us Noble Vines wine for the last year. Wonderful people over there. So make sure when you're shopping for your holiday parties or whatever it is that you need to think of Francis Ford Coppola wine, and they will be partnering with us throughout the year. All kinds of different wines that you can try. This looks like the Black Label Claret, Cabernet Sauvignon, so many different ones. I personally love the Prosecco, and Francis Coppola will be the official wine of the Charles Schwab Challenge at Colonial Country Club, that coming up in May of 2024, so check them out there. And of course, they always support the Do It for Durrett Foundation with
awesome.
Emily. So
They
wonderful
are
people.
our
Thank
friends.
you so much to Francis Coppola. Go check them out. When you are shopping at the grocery store and take a little picture, send it to us, show us that you are supporting them.
Wonderful friends,
Yes.
very supportive, great partners of ours. And that Claire, is it Claret?
I think so.
fancy, Claret, Claret, whatever. He gave us, I think, pronunciation. I forgot to put it in there. Whatever it is, look for that gold foil stuff
Yeah.
and the diamonds. It's really good. You know, I'm kind of picky about my wines, and that's good. And
This passes the Emily test.
it does, and it's good price points, all that fun stuff. So
Yes.
yeah, thank you.
Yes. Okay. So I'm super excited for this show because anybody who's been watching this knows that Emily and I kind of created this company, this business, this podcast, you know, out of thin air because we felt like there was a need for it. And one of the things that we love doing is showcasing fellow moms who are doing awesome things, and especially in the business world. So we're going to have a couple of different segments to feature some Mom-trepreneurs. And our first one is these beautiful ladies here today. This is Erin England. She has been on the Mom Game before, and she is talking about she's super busy, lots of different things, but today she's going to be talking about Diaper Concierge. Thank you, Erin, for coming back.
Thanks for having me again.
Yes, of course. And then Addie Gundry is a new guest here on the Mom Game, formerly a Shark Tank contestant with her company, Pluie. And I'm so excited to hear about everything that you guys have going on. So I guess first, just to start off, Can you each just tell us a little bit about your company, how it came to be, why you felt that there was a need? We can start with you, Erin.
Yeah, I'll start. And I'm going to sneak this away if y'all don't give it to me. I love red wine.
Yeah.
And I hate white wine.
Thanks for
Like,
stopping
bring
by.
all the
You
red.
can take
Yes.
wine.
All the rest.
Redder the better. We're just going to kind of inch it just subtly. You'll never know it's gone. Thank you so
With
much.
cameras, you know.
Good. Sorry, I'm too honest for my own good. No, so happy to be back. You know, I'm somewhat of a serial entrepreneur because I'm trying to be a recovering lawyer until I'm not.
So you're still lawyering.
Still lawyering full time, partner at a big firm. They're very supportive of Diaper Concierge, and so I'll kick off with what it is. So hopefully some of your viewers have seen it. I love getting texts and posts and emails from people that saw it, and what it is a diaper vending machine, just like it sounds, a vending machine on the wall. It's mounted on the wall, looks and functions like your iPad, super cool, all digital, and we sell diapers. Diaper kits that's got a changing table cover, a disposal bag, and then a diaper. So either size 3, 5, or pull-ups, cover that whole gamut of diaper wearing kids. And then we sell hand sanitizer, wet wipes, Boudreaux's butt paste. Remember the butt paste?
Yeah, so you can get that in the machine.
Yes.
Okay.
So founded it in 2021. I've got a 7-year-old daughter, and she is the muse, the inspiration for Diaper Concierge. We've all been there. We're all moms. I was up a creek without a paddle.
Yeah.
I was at the Snuffers in Addison, Texas. And I was changing her diaper. She's probably about 1, had a huge blowout, had a code brown, and I reached into my diaper bag.
That's awesome.
I reached into my diaper bag for a diaper that was not there. No diaper, changing her diaper, and I remember looking over at the tampon machine, at the feminine hygiene dispenser, the old clunky POS, right? I mean, kudos to Snuffers. Thank you for having that. But I looked at it, and I thought, gosh dang it. Of all the things that I can get, like, wouldn't it be great if I could just grab a diaper?
Yeah.
So fast forward, many iterations, lots of failing, but now we're at 11 machines. We're at DFW Airport. Thank you, and Addie is too. So you'll see our products are very complementary.
Yeah.
DFW Airport, 2, almost 6 units by the end of the year. Terminals ACD. Love Field, Dallas Love Field, 4 machines there in the restrooms in the men's and women's. Very important for me to have parity there. And then SMU Ford Stadium. As of yesterday, Kidzania.
Oh, nice.
Up in Frisco, literally yesterday. I was just sweating my ass off getting that in. And then talking to Comerica Center, American Airlines Center, everywhere, amusement parks, everywhere you'd need a diaper.
Yeah.
You can't run to your car.
Yeah.
So amusement parks, sports stadiums, airports.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
an idea that you had, and now it's taking off. That has to just feel so good.
Excited, yeah.
Yes.
To see it in person, to see it on the wall, like, I made that.
Right,
Yeah.
I did that.
So satisfying.
And you're solving a problem. Addie, you're also solving a problem.
Yes, in a very similar situation in some sense, being a mom out in public, you have enough to worry about, enough to juggle, and you shouldn't have to worry about products that you might be lacking, as well as just the better guest experience that Pluie creates. So Pluie is a self-sanitizing diaper changing table for public restrooms. Open the table, change your baby, close it, in 60 seconds, the entire thing is sanitized. It's quick, effective, repeatable, and there's really no other way to replicate that unless you have someone in the restroom at all times. So my son is 6, my daughter is 4. I've never seen my daughter on a diaper changing table that I created because she's so crazy. I could never get her. Like, she was like the perfect opportunity that I launch this business and have this little darling girl, and it was couldn't get her to just do any sort of photo shoot with me. But anyways,
Dang it.
I know. Inspiration came from my son. He was 1. We were out to lunch, had a blowout. There was no diaper changing table in the men's room. So that's something we're still seeing today, which is incredibly
I remember that being a thing.
insulting for many reasons.
blood boil.
And I went in, as you guys know, it's like one of those truly Shark Tank stories of my purse is on the floor, he's flopping around, the security strap's broken, he's eating it. It's just everything about it was inconvenient, which later we learned after speaking to 650 parents that 90% of them leave an establishment and change the diaper in the car, which is insane.
Wow.
And it makes sense. Now, when you think of airports, when you think of stadiums, you can't do that. And so that's where it's really important. But so I got back to the table and said, I think I can make a better one. And it was a really interesting moment in 2018, so pre-pandemic, prior to people having a much heightened sensitivity now to health and safety and general cleanliness and germs. But really our solution is a diaper changing table, but it's become more than that. It's become this representation of health and safety of a business or brand's commitment to, hey, we care about families. We want to protect the more vulnerable population. And we can be found at airports across the country. We're in 32 states now, so very wild to see it come to life. And we are in Globe Life Field in the mother nursing rooms.
Yes.
So, yes.
Okay.
And that is like a dream.
And you're in the wives' room.
Yes.
The family room.
Yes. And so that, my son, who's 6, is like the biggest baseball fan. So, at first he thought I like worked for the Rangers, because Pluie's in the stadium. I think he's gonna like learn quickly I sell diaper changing tables. But
Still cool.
But yeah, so that's been really fun. And I will say as a mom, having our kids see these products come to life. It's been really neat.
So I started a company called Posh Play with a girlfriend of mine that we had grown up together. We started a company called Posh Play. I can't even remember what year. Henry was like, Henry was just born. And my girlfriend gave me this playmat that was like pretty and like made of like faux leather, and it was beautiful. And so when my husband saw it, he said, I think you guys should try to start a business. We had no idea what we were doing. It stayed in business for a while. We didn't have, I get this, I guess a little bit of a story leading up to a question. Like the whole manufacturing process is so overwhelming. And honestly, like, and I'm not afraid to admit this, like I basically kind of gave up. Like I started doing Scout and Seller, which is a direct sales company, multi-level marketing, not a pyramid scheme. And I was like, wait, so I don't really have to do anything except for like sell market wine, or I can try to be on a Skype. That's when Skype call with China. Like at 4 a.m. Like I just gave up. Like I really did. And we did but we fought our asses off for it. And I still believe. I got a text last week. Do you have any more of those playmats? And we made like diaper clutches. And if I was still doing that, we would all be perfect partners. But anyway, it just got to the point where it was taking too much time, energy, and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's where a lot of entrepreneurs find themselves is you just kind of are like, is this worth, am I getting back? And you give it all you got. And we did for, probably 8 years or so. And then it was just like, this isn't really worth, it's a lot.
And it's really hard.
Yeah, it's
really
so
effing hard.
Like, and then that's why too, I get pissed off when people like in the multi-level marketing or direct sales, and they're like, they say they started a business. No. You paid $129 and got a couple bottles of wine and some marketing tools. You didn't start a business because that shit's real hard.
I always say like
you didn't start a business.
I always say I'm so lucky. I was so naive.
Yeah.
It was like I can make a better changing table.
Right.
Like what did I know? And that was the biggest, most intimidating part. It was like, how do you actually physically make this? And hardware is hard. Like that's why people don't invest in it. It's difficult to make a product. You can't make iterations in the field. These things are hanging on walls. Like there is risk around the manufacturing. How do you source the product? Like I knew nothing about this. I used to bake cookies for a living. My entire background was in food. So I think the one piece of advice I would have for other people is like admit what you don't know how to do right quickly. And I wish I had told more people what I was trying to do. I kept it so close to like someone's going to copy me. And then the minute I was like, look what I'm trying to build, I was surprised by how many people I then, especially moms, want to help you. And that's where it's like, meet my friend here. He knows about this. Like I still I mean, yeah.
It's how we met.
It's how we met. Yes.
It's how we met.
And so
she
that's
reached out to me on Instagram. And I think that might be how I met y'all way back in the day.
Yeah.
Because we all get it, right? Like,
yeah.
But I think, we have 83 parts of the table sourced globally. So, plastics coming from China, metal from India, our cushions from Canada. We manufacture in the U.S., but that alone is an operation of its own. And, I think that's like the hardest part about bringing a product to life is actually like fucking making it.
Yeah.
And then when people push back what price, I'm like,
right. Now what? And that's where I think we ran into it with Posh Play was our price point was higher. Because we're not using right. It's not the fold up mat you get that is gross and doesn't look good and whatever. There was but we didn't have like the business, like the sales, the contacts and all that kind of stuff. And we would make headway. And then, so it's a lot of like getting kicked in the nuts, like on a daily basis and being able to
1,000 no's.
to survive it. Yeah.
Patience and persistence. It's just like no, for every no, there's a yes. Kind of not really memory for
Being
me.
your own cheerleader a lot of the times. Like you tell people about it. I kept mine close to the vest as well. You're patented, right? You're patented. We're patent pending. But kept it close to the vest for a while because it's just a vending machine on a wall. Anybody can go do it. They won't because it's really, really hard.
Right.
It takes a lot. But I was just thinking about like you have to be your own cheerleader so much of the time because she has a partner. I don't have a partner. I have a partner in life. I have a wonderful husband, but I don't have a partner in the business. And so meeting people like Addie, meeting people like Alana, it has made the world of difference. I think one of the unintended benefits, right, has been meeting the other crazies. And I don't mean that like crazy ex-girlfriend. It is this delusional sense of ambition. It's delusional. Yes. And I know this is going to work. Yes. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not going to quit until it does. Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like every time I talk to Addie, I'll like, you know how you test the waters with new mom friends?
Yeah.
Like you dip a toe in the crazy. And you're like, I'm gonna see if she pushes back. And she'll meet me and then raise mine. And then
That's a good one. You got a good one.
The limit does not exist. The limit does not. But truthfully, she's years ahead of me. I mean, there are 900 tables on the wall or something.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Okay, one of the reasons might have been because the Shark Tank experience, and I have to ask you what that was like. So you went on Shark Tank, and then they What did they do? What do they say? We vote you in. We
invested in.
What do they
No,
say?
so I mean, how much time do you got? Okay, so it was the most incredible process. So it's months and months and months of due diligence. They have over 10,000 companies apply every year.
Wow.
They film 140 companies and only 96 air. So you could go through the whole process and not even get an air date. So it's a very lengthy situation.
Of course.
They have my like OB records at this point. Like they know everything about you. It's like insane. And I was introduced to the executive producer because prior to launching Pluie, I was in the food world. So I was on the Food Network Star when I was pregnant with my son. And so just loved competing on television. And we got our air date in July of 2022. So almost 18 months ago. And you're in there for like an hour. So you'll see 7 minutes on TV, but like you're in there for a long time with Mark Cuban, if you're watching here. And the only thing scripted is that first like skit that you do. And then it's fair game. And so you have no idea what they're going to ask. And it's incredibly intense. And they're just,
super nerve-wracking.
It's one of the weirdest experiences, especially from a fundraising standpoint. We have raised about $5 million to date, all through individuals. And so pitching is very common for us, but when you're in there, it's not normal. They're trying to trick you. They're like yelling over each other. They're, you're just
and
like,
then there's TV cameras.
and then they're just like, but it was a phenomenal experience. We're B2B, so that's very different too. So a lot of products that go on are things that you're watching and you can buy them at or something. Right. And so we filmed in July. And then the season is September to May, which is very long. And you only find out 3 weeks before if you're going to air. So you have no idea. So like September comes, October, November, December. And we're just like waiting for this Friday 5 p.m. email that was like never coming. And then it did in the end of February saying you're going to air in 3 weeks. True mom moment. I was picking up my kids at daycare on the phone with my business partner. And she screams like, oh my God, we just got the email. And I go in and get my kids from daycare. And the first person I tell, not even my husband, is like this daycare person sitting. I'm like, we're going to be Shark Tank. And then true mom mode, I get the kids in the car. They notice we have a babysitter at home. And my son refuses to get out of the car because he doesn't want the babysitter that night. I'm sitting there like, biggest news of my life. And the kid's like screaming in the back, won't get out the car. It's like, okay, here we go.
They don't care what you have going on.
But we aired, again, back being B2B. We didn't have like the crazy sales that night because it's just like Walmart's not going to buy 5,000 off Shark Tank. But our biggest account that came out of it was Starbucks. So a dad, father of 4, was watching the show, reached out. And so now we have our first 2 Starbucks locations. They have to talk about a hustle. The one thing I was very wrong about, I thought that flying out to LA, like doing all the math of like they're all gonna make an offer. Who's gonna like fight over us? Like, what's our lowest? We'll go highest. Like, we did not get an offer. So not even we didn't turn someone down, but here's why, which is really interesting. One, right away, like Kevin's like, this makes no sense to me. Damon, like it just
People
wasn't
that
applicable
don't
to them. They just
children.
don't care. Yeah. I mean, Damon, like I shouldn't say this, but because it wasn't aired, but he's like, men don't even like wash their hands in the restroom. Dads don't care. I'm like, that's disgusting. One. It's like, you're not our audience.
He's also consumer product.
Right. Yeah. So, but Mark and Robert were very interested, loved it, especially the Mavs. Well, no, whatever, but like they got it a little more. And what the biggest piece of feedback was, they wanted us to have that big PO. So when we filmed 18 months ago, we were like, we listed this laundry list of like, we're in Equinox, Target, CVS, like all these amazing brands, but like we're in 2, you know? And I'm just saying this could be, I want, if anyone's listening, to be like, the hustle's, it's long. It's a long cycle. And so it's like, it's amazing to celebrate these wins. We just installed our first IKEA, but it's one. Yeah. And it's going to take a while. And so, Mark, they're like, we just come back when you have that big PO. I'm like, dude, when I have the big PO, I won't need you.
I don't need you anymore.
Yeah. But anyway, so I think it was really, as an entrepreneur who is like very competitive too, it was so hard to, you just walk out and you're like, okay, they want us, like, and it's so personal, like, this is my business, this is my, like, is it not going to be successful? Do they not believe in it? The first thing you have to do when you leave that flipping room is go sit with a therapist for an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's required by ABC.
Oh, seriously?
So you like walk out and we're like, dun, dun, it's like silent, and we go sit in this like, with this shrink, and I'm like, no one invested. Like, it's just the most awkward.
Like, pour your
You're
heart
like,
out to this guy.
I've never heard that.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's so
I
weird.
did not know
and
that.
then they ship you out. This is the other funny part. And it was very successful for us. Like when they aired it, they're like, they made us look great. Like, you guys are clearly like operators, like powerful moms. We believe in their product. So it was a really phenomenal, it wasn't like we cried or looked like clowns kind of thing. But you walk out and all of your product, your whole set, is like, not even joking, like next to like a dumpster.
Oh my
God. They're like, you have like,
moving
you have
on.
like 20 minutes to like pack up what you want to ship home. And it's like, seriously, like, we're like, wait, what?
And you spend a lot of money on the set too.
Yeah.
And then
They
just
don't
like
tell you.
drop you at LAX and they're like, bye. And we're just like,
When you
Take an Uber to LAX.
Yeah, like on The Bachelor when someone gets kicked off.
it was just like, this suitcase.
Yeah.
This is so weird.
Your cosmetic
I
bag
did, like,
might
we're
be
in
in there.
love like an hour ago, but now it's time to
Yeah,
go.
we're like the worst seats on the airplane, separated. I'm just like teary, like drinking vodka. Like, can I sit next to her? Like, we were just on Shark Tank. We didn't get a deal. Like, I was telling the whole plane. Like, breaking every NDA.
That's hilarious.
It was fun. I would recommend it though for anyone. Like, it was the coolest.
Yeah.
I've thought about
That
it.
is
I've
super
thought about
fun.
it
You
too.
do great too.
Have you
We're-
applied for it?
No, but it's on my radar. I've almost applied like 5
Yeah.
times, but we're self-funded right now, so insert day job, right? So I can't quit my day job right now, and we're putting 100% of our revenue into reinvesting. So reinvesting in the machine. So we've been in profit mode for a while now. We're post revenue. We've broken even. So it's a really comfortable place to be, and just 2 years in. So
Yeah.
So you might not need it.
I
Yeah.
don't need it, but the exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, but I mean, it's
B2B.
good not to take the investment because we didn't get one. We were heartbroken, kind of like our personal pride, but then we got an SBA cap line from the government for $750,000. So here now we have a loan. We can have debt for inventory versus giving up equity. So there's really benefits to it, but from a like outsider's perspective, I dropped my kids off at daycare like the next day, and someone's like, "Oh, are you still in business?" I'm like, "I mean, yes, I'm still in business." Like, but it is. So it's like,
Shut everything
yeah,
down.
no.
Those men.
It's out by the dumpster.
But so what Erin's doing though is like, I mean, chasing profitability and trying, that I think is what's
Ours
so
is recurring
great.
revenue model, right? So one thing I didn't mention earlier is, the passion behind the whole company. It's very mission driven. It's, I needed a diaper. Now I have a machine that gives diapers where and when parents need it. I would give the diapers away for free if I could. And actually we are. So Children's Health is our big sponsor at SMU Ford Stadium, and they give away the products for free. So I set it up to where you enter like a promo code when you go to get, instead of swiping your card, you enter a promo code, you get a free diaper. It's great PR for Children's Health, and everybody wins. So where I make my money is on digital advertisements, sponsorships. So when you go to the Diaper Concierge, at Diaper Concierge, when you go to the Instagram, you'll see it. The top of the screen is all digital ads. You guys have an ad with us. The Mom Game.
I know.
The Mom Game has been running for 2 years.
People at the airport in the bathroom, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing in here?"
I saw you in the John today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we're really, it's double-sided. So we're chasing venues in Dallas. We're going in Houston Hobby next first quarter, going in Austin Bergstrom first quarter. So any venues, any big sports stadiums, amusement parks, Universal Studios that's coming to Frisco would be a slam dunk. So we're chasing that as well as chasing advertisers and sponsors simultaneously. And then also like Kimberly Clark, Procter & Gamble for Huggies, Coterie, all these diaper brands, they could also be our exclusive providers. So it's almost like three different revenue
That's
streams.
great though, right? Yeah.
Three different revenue streams that we're chasing at all times.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, this has been so cool.
Yeah,
And-
tell us how can we help you? How can we support you? Each one of you tell us. And then we're gonna
then
bring
we'll get
Alana
ready
on.
for Alana.
Yeah.
Alana.
Alana like banana.
Alana banana.
Oh, I should know that. Like,
It's
Alana,
similar.
my daughter.
I was just gonna say they're so complementary. Like if I'm in DFW and she's not, boom, introduction. In the next 5 minutes. If I'm going in Comerica Center and she's not, it's very complementary, our business models. So any introductions, anybody watching, any ideas, places Six Flags been trying to get to you guys, Disney won't take my calls. But what did it take, like 1,000 emails to Target?
Oh,
you said,
I mean,
before you
like,
got in Target?
My husband's like, someone is gonna get a restraining order against you, like at any point at this, But no, I think the biggest challenge we have, and I think both of us, is getting to the right people, right? Getting to the decision makers, and not only to decision makers, but people who care, who can advocate for it internally. So
Nobody cares.
yeah, like
It's not their priority.
especially, I mean, I'm not finding dads too is great, but it's like we want those like moms in there who like really push for it. And so, I think diaper changing tables and diapers, it's always been an afterthought, so it's just not a priority, And so, how do we get those
Babies aren't
people-
going away.
Babies are not going
Babies shitting
away.
themselves is not going away either.
No,
Yeah.
and so yeah.
So good for business.
Also, if you do see them, we'd love if anyone sees either one of our units in the field, in the world, tag you guys, spread the word on social if you see us.
Yeah, for sure.
Or even better, if you don't, be like, hey, Trader Joe's, you should use
Yes.
them, whatever. So we
Yeah.
love any sort of brand
You
awareness.
never know who is listening.
You
right?
never know. Yeah. and you
Hopefully
find
not Damon,
that
'cause-
person who knows someone, and it's all so much
I
networking
believe in the
and
power,
word of mouth. Yeah,
the
for
power
sure.
of the mom network.
And that's how we've both built our businesses. It's all direct sales. It's all been through people making introductions. It's really quite incredible when you think about women and moms.
No
supporting each
kidding.
other.
Yeah. Well, we support you guys. Thanks so much for being
Likewise.
with us. This was so fun.
Yeah.
And we got another mom. What do you? I can't ever say.
Mompreneur.
I know.
Mompreneur? Yes.
Mompreneur.
Yes, mompreneur.
But I include the tra.
Oh,
like
Because it's
important.
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Mompreneur.
Yeah, so you replace the on with the mom, and then you keep the trepreneur.
Good. There we
It
go.
rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah.
All right, girls.
All right. We just like talked your ears out.
Cheers.
No, I love it.
Cheers. Oh, cheers.
Well, that was so much fun, and we have one more momtrepreneur to join us here on the Mom Game to tell us all about what she does. Alana Matthews, hi.
Hi.
So good to see you. Alana and I actually go way back from working at the Dallas Stars. I worked at the Dallas Stars for a little bit before I did other things, but Kelly, of course, my husband, working at the Dallas Stars for so long, was a coworker of yours. And now you have so much cool stuff going on in your world. So I'm so excited to have you on to chat about it. I guess just first of all, give us your quick synopsis of how you made that transition from working to the Stars to what you're doing now, and tell us all about it.
Well, I don't know if it's a quick synopsis of it because a lot went into it. But
Yeah.
yes, I'm a lawyer by training. I was.
What is it with you lawyers?
I know.
Trying to get away from it as quick as you can.
No, I mean, I am so adamant in my support for the law degree because I think it's such a great education to enable you to do anything, even not just practice law. But I knew early that I was more business minded and I wasn't looking to stay at a law firm. But I loved practicing law in the sports context, and it was a great launch for me. I was general counsel for the Dallas Stars for 8.5 years, and I was our head of our operations, so had the COO role with them, head of business operations. And I stepped down in 2022 to focus fully on Alautus, which is a company I actually started while I was still working at the team that nobody knew about. I was not talking about it while I was working at the team, and I kind of built it nights and weekends. And Alautus is a women's custom personalized clothing company. So we make personalized clothing, suiting, high-end apparel for women, and Alautus came out of my time in sports.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So where do kids factor into this? You
Well, I have 3 kids.
You have 3.
They factor into everything.
Everything. Yeah.
I have 3 wonderful boys. I have Declan, Thatcher, and Ollie, and they're 5, 3, and 1. So Alautus, the idea really came, that entrepreneurial kind of itch came when I had Declan, my first son, and I just, I'm 5'10", I was having a hard time getting my groove back and dressing, and I was seeing that my husband, who's 6'7", and all the athletes that were around at the Stars, the executives at the Stars, were all getting custom fit apparel, and I wanted it for me. I was the only female executive at the time, and I was just watching all of this tailoring and personalization be offered to men, and I was trying to find it for me, really to get my confidence back after going through a huge body change of having my son. And so that kind of sparked the idea, and so I started kind of dabbling.
I never even thought about that. Yeah, you've got all these I mean, I see it all the time with the Rangers, the guys that come in and they do the measuring and the custom shirts and the
women
custom
just
everything.
Good luck out there.
Right, and it's like for us, which I feel like our bodies are way weirder than men's.
Absolutely, a woman's body has beautiful curves to it, and you need some special attention. And for me, the purpose of Alautus is not only to have beautiful fitting clothing, but really to amplify a woman's power and voice and how we present ourselves in the world and have that enjoyment of getting dressed. I mean, I felt judged every room I went into harshly by what I wore. It sets the tone. And I felt that how I wore when I was dressing, being a very young lawyer, the only female in most of these rooms that I had the privilege of going into, how people read you is really how you dress. And studies have proven this. But I also saw that men had this wonderful experience of being able to pick what they want, the lining, the button details, their initials, the fit, and have that kind of luxurious experience. And when I went to those men's tailors and the men's companies asking for me, they're like, we don't do women's. We don't do women's. Women are too hard. And I was like, well, I'll show you hard. I'm going to start my own company and do it myself.
Freaking
So,
amazing.
I was like, that's not an excuse just because something's hard. And it is hard. It has been hard to get going and figure this out. I don't have a background in fashion other than being an avid lover and consumer of it. But I've started dabbling, and we launched fully in 2022 at the Dallas Cowboys facility in Frisco, looking over the practice. We've great support from the Cowboys team, and
nice.
It's been really fun. And we've really stayed naturally close to sports. I can't get away from it, even if I tried, and I guess I tried. But we're dressing women athletes, we're dressing women sportscasters, ringside reporters.
Oh Lord, do I need help?
So and
So
we
much
actually,
help.
one of the first people I spoke to was Catherine Tappan, and she was talking to me about her experience and being on air, and I was like, this is just, women have not been given the attention that they need when it comes to this and how you can present yourself. And then we've also seen women just respond to that empowerment of, you can tell the world how you want to look and put your voice in your clothes. And I want women to feel that ability to impact the world and not only be impacted and told what to wear externally.
Okay, so if I were to come to you and say, I'm curious as just to how it works. So if I were to say, hey, I'm look at me.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
You look fine.
You
look great.
Well, but it's I rent the runway. It's I hate shopping.
Same.
I order dresses on Amazon. And I have a pretty uneventful body. It's not really that hard to fit me.
Girlfriend, it is
That's
not
not the
uneventful on top.
Well, I mean, but I bought those. Don't even really belong to me. They're just on
They are
loan.
yours now.
Oh, you're right. Paid good money
Own
for
that
'em.
shit.
But I don't know. I mean, so if I were to come to you and say, hey, Alana, I'd like to be your client, or how would it work?
So we have some Alautus styles, our house styles that we've launched. We have suiting lines. We have beautiful crop jackets, car coats, dresses, and we will show you are you interested in one of these styles? And then we can say what color, what lining, and we fit it to you. So we get the fit aspect, fit it how you want. We'll take your measurements, and it's custom made, from literally individual patterns made for you, and it's made from scratch in New York. But then we can also, ask you what do you wish you had, right? So we've been iterating as we go, as we're learning the right way to be able to grow and get more customers. But we've done everything from women sending us, I've been dreaming about a crop jacket and a gold tweed, and I go and find it in France and be like, here's this, do you like these tweeds, do you like these buttons? And we built, truly custom designs like that. But our main model is that we have our styles and we'll fit them to you, and then we can alter and add personalized details. And we keep launching new styles as that to add to our house styles.
Yeah, very good. So do you have like do you have a place of business? How do you operate? How many employees? Like how does that work?
I've been very intentional. As you know, the lawyer in me, the methodical, the operations background is, I've been trying to not go over my skis. I've been really trying to listen to the women that we're dressing. And so we're actually just starting to find our first studio, our place now to have our first storefront. But thus far it's been women helping women, and women that I know in my network in banking and tech and pro sports, lawyers. We've been doing pop-ups that I just flew back in from Women in Private Equity in New York. We did a beautiful pop-up with them. And so we've had a lot of success where we've had women professionals or women groups, we come into the conferences and do a pop-up shop for them.
Yeah.
And then other than that, it's really been, Alana dressed me here. I need to introduce you to my 2 other girlfriends. She's been looking for X, Y, and Z. And it's been word of mouth. And I'll tell you that it's been so healing and empowering, just being around women and women helping women. It's just like, it's been an organic growth for us, just referrals from other women to other women events, to women lawyers, to women law firms, to bankers, to sports executives. Wow. It's been really resonating. So we've been slow to do a lot of overhead investments in stores or, placing our pieces in boutiques or anything like that, but that is coming, so that would be the next step.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So my memory is like so terrible, but I just had a memory pop into my brain about you, and I just have to share it. I don't know if I'm sure you're fine with this. So it was a Stars game.
Yes.
You were working, looked amazing.
Thank you.
I think I must have been working, and I was in the dressing room. I was pregnant with Ryder, or had just had Ryder, and I'm trying to do the rink side stuff.
Yeah.
And you came walking by, and I saw you, and we did like a really quick catch up. You came in, you popped into the restroom, and we both looked at each other and got teary about how hard it was. With kids. Working. Nights. Sports. And that just popped in my brain.
Yes,
and I was like, I knew I loved you then.
I know.
It's just this connection that us women have trying to figure all this out.
And there's like no words. We just like looked at each other and like our eyes turned to water.
Tears,
and then we like hugged
and and you went back out there and freaking destroyed. It's just crazy. The things that we're always fighting through as moms, as women, as business owners, as even if you're not a business owner, if you just have any sort of job, it's very difficult. So I guess just bringing in the point that you have 3 children, little children.
Yes, little.
How have you been able, I guess, to manage it all, navigate it all, and at the same time, like, it has to be cool for them to see what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. And I actually remember that moment. I have many memories of pumping in the basement of the AAC and we've cried in a lot of those locker rooms down.
It was just like a quick cry.
Quick cry and keep it moving. We got to keep going. We got stuff to do. But no, so I am so proud of my story and what I've done. And I say because I'd like to actually give myself some credit and some grace, even though it's been a team sport to get here. But I have 3 little children, 5, 3, and 1. I had Thatcher in COVID when we were on the Stanley Cup finals. I was responsible for doing the bubble. I was 7 months pregnant. So I had an incredibly difficult path, as all of us did during that time. But I had a newborn. And then I was in our modified bubble. I was the business executive that was allowed by the team. So we were tested multiple times. And I had a newborn. I was pumping, all of that. So I have lots of those stories. But I'll just say that how I balance it, one is I'm just incredibly grateful. My mother passed away really suddenly a couple years ago. And ever since that, I've just kind of been, imprinted with the power of being grateful and seeing the positive in things. Like you have a choice. You can control your mindset, and mindset is everything. And so if you choose to be negative and see things as failures or I can't do this, or this is like this, why is this happening to me? It's going to bring more of that into your life. So I'm just a very positive, very strong self-belief and very impatient person that we have to use our time wisely. So when the stuff, like when your kids are, throwing up in the car seat and you're trying to bring, go to meet with your executives and things all go wrong, you just kind of have to laugh and give yourself that grace. I'll also say I have an amazing partner. My husband, Grant, is, such a good dad and such a good partner. I could not do this without his support, The kids adore him. He's an incredible dad. He's an incredible supporter of Alautus. And when I was leaving the team, how I had a really hard time leaving.
Yeah.
For a lot of like financial as well as career and like all these things, the unknowns that you wrestle with. And he was like, you can do this. Like, you're meant to do this. We've got this. And, you know, you need somebody who's your champion. But I think you first have to be your own champion. So that's what Alautus is about, is just encouraging women to realize that you can impact the world yourself. And we do that through clothes.
Wow. And I think
That
that's
is
such a
amazing.
great point, because I feel that way about my husband too, like being able to do television for, 25 years and, 15 with him. And bringing kids into this, and him, being such a hands-on dad, like, you need that support, whether it's your spouse or, you that support system is important. But if you are in a marriage and you're in a family, that it's important that everyone is pulling in the same direction and that understands your vision and what you're trying to do and the reasoning behind it. So I think that's a great point.
I mean,
to
it's
mention.
literally like when we first had Declan, which now is funny when you had just one, you're like, oh my gosh, this one is so hard. And then you have another and you're like, oh, that was easy, just the one,
Yep.
But I remember when we had Declan, Grant would be coming from his job and we'd like cross each other on the tollway and I'd hand Declan to him and I'd be going to the rink. And he would be coming north to go home. And, like, we would literally just, like, hand off the child and, like, be equally co-parenting in that. But it takes a lot of logistical planning.
yeah.
Yep. We definitely did the handoff.
Lots of planning.
Kelly and I. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I
Well,
know.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Like,
So proud of
seriously.
you guys, this is so great.
Well,
So
thank
I've been
you.
following
I'm
you for
proud
a while.
of all of us.
Yeah.
No.
This is amazing. And like I said at the beginning, when we brought on Erin and Addie, it's like, this is what we envisioned was bringing on people like you and helping spread the mission of moms who are doing badass things in the world. And I'm so impressed with all three of you ladies that have been in here today, and so good to reconnect. And I guess if there's any last things that anybody can do,
where can we
how
find
help?
you? Like,
So we're on social. Follow us at Alautus Clothing, and then alautusclothing.com is the best way to contact us. I will just say the one last thing in the theme of what you said is I feel like being a mom has made me so much better at everything that we do. All the challenges just add more skills to your skill set and make us more capable. So I love what you guys have done here to bring this and highlight, all the things that motherhood improves in your life and makes you more capable.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Yeah,
Wise
thanks.
words.
We're always just trying to keep it real, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all come pop in here. We're going to do the mom game out. Yeah. All together. All 5 of us. Y'all come stand one on each side. And
what we do
we'll
is
sign
we've
off
done it
all
once
together.
Before we throw up the double peace signs and we say "Mom game out" and we'll count us down.
Are we all on this one? Down, squat down, squat down.
Yeah.
All right, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Mom game
out.